Hi, I'm Steve. You can call me Steve. I was cooking a pizza in the oven once and somehow managed to get most of it on the oven floor. Look, cooking is hard, okay? This was in an apartment I was renting, so the landlord was expecting to get a clean oven back when I moved out. I wasn't keen on removing a carbonized mass of what used to be cheese through elbow grease alone, so I turned to a specialized oven cleaner. It turns out the brand I used doesn't have a complete ingredients list on the side, because these products don't require it, unlike foods or cosmetics. However, SC Johnson manufactures a wide variety of cleaning products and has committed to listing every ingredient in every product and its purpose, so I'm going to describe one of their oven cleaners in this video. I'm not getting paid for this, I'm just impressed by their honesty. This list has 9 ingredients on it, and as with the shampoo, I'll group them by function instead of doing each one individually. It's water. Cleaning products aren't governed by the same regulations as cosmetics, so water doesn't have to be described as aqua or anything esoteric. A lot of liquid cleaning products are actually aqueous solutions, or things dissolved in water. You don't want to use cleaning agents without water, mostly because they won't work. Surfactants, which I'll get to in a minute, need to be dissolved in water to work properly. And dumping them full strength on the surface you want to clean is actually a waste, because the diluted form works just as well. Dissolving it in water lets you wash more stuff with the same amount of cleaner. If you don't want to spend money on water, you can buy concentrated versions of some products and dilute them down yourself. Surfactants are going to show up in every cleaning product because they're great cleaners. These ones are slightly different than the ones in shampoo, but they operate on the same principle. A molecule with a water-loving end and a water-hating end that makes a little water-hating pocket for grease to live in. I'll link to videos where I go into this in more detail. Sodium petroleum sulfonate is a catch-all term for a mixture of surfactants with a bunch of different chain lengths. As the name suggests, it's made from petroleum, which is a stew of thousands of different chemicals. Rather than separate out one particular chemical, they take a fraction of the stew, which ends up being a bunch of long molecules with different sized tails, and they turn those into surfactants. This mixture works just as well as one pure compound.
There are some jobs that are too tough for surfactants alone. The baked-on grime on your oven is a lot worse than whatever grime is on your skin. Sometimes you need to break up masses of grease before you can dissolve them. Bases like sodium hydroxide are great because greases are susceptible to attack by bases. Sometimes it helps to attack the grease with a solubilizer that isn't a surfactant, like the benzyl alcohol there, because a type of grease that won't get dissolved by one thing might get dissolved by the other.
The thing about throwing a whole bunch of chemicals together into a jug of water is that some of them don't want to go. I mean, sure, it's a product designed to get things into water that don't want to go. But if your surfactants are dissolving the other half of your product, there isn't a whole lot of cleaning power left for it to do its actual job. The role of the emulsifier is to make a suspension of water-hating stuff that won't separate out of water while it's sitting on the shelf. The ingredients list I found has cheated a little bit and not listed the individual fragrance and color compounds. But that's unusual for SC Johnson. Usually they will list every single chemical, even the ones that don't come from chemical plants, and also indicate which ones might trigger allergies. I keep saying chemical, but chemical doesn't mean artificial. When things are advertised as lemon fresh, they generally don't contain freshly squeezed lemons. They contain the chemical responsible for lemon smell, possibly extracted from the lemons themselves. Other products may contain synthetic versions of the lemon smell chemical, but it's the same chemical. The same molecule is responsible for the smell of lemons, whether it comes from a vat or an actual lemon. This also happens in food and drink, which is how you can have lemon-flavored iced tea that doesn't contain any vitamin C, despite the C standing for citrus. That's oven cleaner. It's got a much shorter list of stuff than shampoo, because while the stuff it needs to clean is a lot more robust than hair oil, the surface it's cleaning is also a lot more robust than your skin. The oven cleaner doesn't need to moisturize the metal surface after it's done. There's also a bit of a cop-out in this ingredients list, because it doesn't individually itemize all of the various fragrances and colors. But like I said, that's rare for SC Johnson. Thanks for watching. I've been Steve.